Yes, nice one! So the aliens have spawned in the south. I think that's correct, and the Marines have got that northern spawn actually in server room rather than warehouse, which is what we saw in round 1. Nice early armory, 2 building, probably going for those early mines just in case there's a base rush. Actually an early gorge, yes, I love seeing the gorge because it means the teams have thought about it, what they're going to do. 2-1-1 split, so probably Jimmy playing slow and steady going with the parasites, nice one onto Dover. 4 Marines in mezzanine. That's an indication that they don't really care about warehouse and just want to go aggressive. Still no mine upgrades have been bought, so the armories are very strange. Early decision there. 2 skulks in warehouse, so they've actually let those guys through, which is going to make it very difficult to hold platform. Wise guy almost gets the kill. Parasite, parasite. Oh, he's going for it. Nice one. He takes him with the parasite. Where's the med packs? That was a huge mistake not to med pack. Wise guy's really low there. He will probably be taken out. And Jimmy with the long range onto Jacob, so they're just going to spar, duel, not really do much. And these guys are so slow paced. And Fear and Tyra, maybe they're trying to hope for oh wow, okay, so there's a lot to discuss. So maybe they're hoping for the Marines to push aggressive, then go for a base push. Jimmy comes round whilst Wise Guy gets taken out. 2 skulks in for the base push. There it is. They wanted the guys to extend, get the respawn guy ahead, and then they can have the base vulnerable. So that was really important. They've got a tunnel up to ore processing where they're getting an extra harvester with the gorge. That's awesome for the aliens. They've really thought about this game. Vexta doing really well. IP's down to 30%. Tag Wolf 7% HP. He's going to heal up. He's the commander and he's out of the chair right now, which is going to make it very difficult for them to hold in logistics. Jimmy and Wise Guy, they need to go in now. The commander's not in the chair. There's no med packs. This is the best time to fight. Go! Stop! It's too late now. The commander's in the chair. Dover and Tornal are going to be defending the back of this room. 5 skulks they're going up against. That's even the commander. Jimmy goes in a little bit early and gets sort of stuck there. Tornal, nice damage. Oh, Kilo from behind with the ranged gorge spit. And that's really awesome. They've invested, and they need to get the gorge on logistics, but they've invested in ore processing. Let's just double check they didn't kill logistics. They did not. So this is a slow-paced game for both teams, but the aliens have got a really nice strategy at this point, and they've welded up the IP, which has slowed down the Marines significantly. As you can see, the elevator transfer is almost built up. Sorry, a little bit distracted there. So we've got this one guy, Fear. Wow, Tornal doesn't see him. That was like Splinter Cell. Oh, he goes for him. Nice! Fear takes him, and then he gets to do some free damage to Mezzanine. 2 hub guys, they choose not to retreat and deal with that, so clearly they value hub more than the extractor, which is reasonable. I don't argue with that. Oh, that's mad. You don't want to assist up to warehouse at this point. Look how expensive that is. That's about 10 T-res they've spent there, and it's unlikely to be valuable. They could have assisted just up to here. That would have been maybe 3 or 4. But there was way more than they needed to. The lurks are going to be coming up pretty soon at this point. Armor 1's almost done, which is actually pretty weird. Usually we see weapons 1 from teams. Usually the first upgrade's that weapons 1, because it just makes it easier to clear the lurk off earlier and maybe even kill him rather than have that armor upgrade. I mean, it's just it's not necessarily always better, but it's what we see, and it supports that weapons 2, which is kind of awesome. Weapons 2 is really powerful. Armor 1 is complete. That's going to make it a lot stronger for the Marines, so the aliens are probably going to have to start up with the spurs. They need to get these spurs in play nice and soon. Jimmy, 2v1. They're hunting him, but they're slow and steady with it. The parasites are there. Jimmy drops down with the parasite already done, so that's going to happen every time. And then Vadicide, he's got the armored 1, so he's not going to get taken out too quickly, and in fact he plays well there. Dover with the 1v3 with the gorge in play and no reload. He's going to find it very difficult to kill anyone. And 5 extractors are built, but one of them's going to get taken out in warehouse. Elevator transfer is taking damage, and I believe Mezzanine has actually already taken some damage as well. So aliens looking pretty good. They've got 4 harvesters up. Repair room's done. Observation's probably building. That's probably the one. Yep. So they've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of money. Assist goes down to repair room. That's cutting off the entire location up in the north. And in fact, they actually somehow held the infestation up there. I thought it was going to be a waste of an investment, but I was wrong. Repair room 1v1 hub. You got 2 guys, actually 3 guys, 4 Marines in this general location. That's a big mistake. Go aggressive. You need to start hitting stuff. And the fact that this tunnel is still full health, and I don't think they spotted it, which is a really bad indication that the Marines are being too slow paced, a little bit too cowardly, and they just need to be more aggressive and recap, and they need to be doing more, which is a very easy thing to say. They've even beaconed there, so the armed... Oh, no! That was such a bad call. Okay, so they beaconed to save an arms lab from 1 skulk, even though it had 80% health. Tag Wolf, he's got 100 HP, he's got no armor because of that previous engagement, but he really should have maybe been a bit more brave, called one of his guys back, but the beacon's going to massively cost them. I mean, it's not just 10 T-res, It's all the map control and all the extractors they lose because they lost the map control. That's massive cost at this stage. The armor 1, weapons 1 is done, so I suppose they've got that going for them. The phase tech's quite early, especially considering they're running out of resource towers. We'll see how it goes. They've got shotguns as well, so somehow they've afforded quite a lot. Actually, yeah, they're pretty rich right now. Wise Guy with the lurk, and a Kilo with the gorge. Heal spray, just keeping him alive. Oh, he's lucky, 11% HP. Couple of heal sprays there, and he's just about alive. Keeps the lurk on full HP. That means Wise Guy and Tyra can now come into this fight. Kilo's taking massive risks going for the long range fight. If they start turning on him, he's dead. He's got a long range rifle and a shotgun backing up the rifle so that they can't come in. The Crag is in position though. Any damage they do is temporary, especially with that gorge there. Overall, Marines struggling. They've got the upgrades, but they haven't got the map control. And it's generally not looking great for the Marines right now. They're finally recapping Mezzanine. They're pushing into elevator transfer, but as soon as they do, and if Tyra gets this kill, that's going to be massive for the aliens. Vaticide actually doing a good amount of damage, getting the long range, but he gets taken out by Tyra. Elevator transfer damage is gone. They've got a Skulk just healing in base. Long range Gorge. I mean, the Gorge at this point is a little bit redundant. They've already built 5 Harvesters, and in fact, they've got another one coming. In general, it's probably a mistake to do that kind of reckless push, but, you know, the Gorge is essentially at this point kind of not necessary. He's valuable. He can heal the lurks up, and that's certainly some value, but you compare that to a Skulk who can just go hit extractors and force Marines to spread out. That's also valuable, so maybe it's worthwhile just to play a little bit risky and essentially suicide push with the Gorge. Nice one. These 2 Skulks have gotten through to the base. The beacon is forced again. Oh, and they've even taken out the arms lab. That is dreadful for the Marines. They're struggling now. The beacon again, huge amount of money has been invested in the arms lab and the beacons, and the map control is all gone. Look at that. They're all in this sort of bubble. Warehouse is going down. It's already lost the power. Marines have pretty much, you know, they're done. I think they're going to find it very... Oh, wow, upgrade Gorge just tied. They're going to find it very difficult to keep up. So, I mean, they lost the Gorge and then they went for the Hive build, which is strange. Obviously, the Hive build makes it so that the Gorge is very valuable. And in fact, they've got a Gorge somewhere on the map. The P-Res is there for the Fades. Jimmy, he can't see them with the Parasite, but he knows they're there. He comes in from behind. Tornal's now alone with the shotgun. Doesn't quite hit the blast to clear these guys off. And the Fades are probably going to wipe these Riflers up very easily. Look at that. Tyra's pretty much full HP. He could take that fight. I really think he could have taken that fight. Although I suppose if you think about it, what's he going to do? What's that side doing now? In fact, killing him later is, you know, slightly advantageous because it means he respawns later. So, yeah, no need to rush the kill. Here comes Tyra. He plays evasively, then the reload. He's still playing evasively until the reload. Then he's coming in for the swipes. That's pretty smart play. The swipes aren't quite as accurate as I'd like to see, but in general, pretty good combat proficiency. He got Zoloko long range, trying to well up the power node, but he's getting sniped in the back by that lurk. Finally, a bit of aggression from the Marines, something we haven't seen recently. Bringing a shotgun and a rifle into elevator transfer. Drifter is forced to retreat. Good job from the enemy commander, actually. It's tough to keep on top of all the stuff that's going on, and to bring that Drifter out just as it was about to be taken out, that was that's pretty impressive. So Fear and Wise Guy taking out the Mezzanine Extractor, putting Aphex down to 2. We'll be seeing no upgrades from them anytime soon, and they're even investing in med packs despite the fact that they're on 2 extractors. Biomass has started, Onos upgrade has started. You can see the aliens are preparing for the final push. The final Onos push, to be specific, with the charge and the bar bomb, and it's going to be very difficult for the Marines to hold up against that combat when that final Onos comes. I think that's pretty much a good game. You can see they're trying to make a play for Warehouse. They've even got the Phase Gate there. They've got the Enzyme Gorge and everything. That's a lot of healing with the Enzyme Gorge. Mucous Membrane is available now. I think they just upgraded the Crag Hive. So they can start getting shells as well. Everything is in place for the aliens to win this. 5 Harvesters. It's just a matter of time, really. You've got Tyra and Jimmy. They're kind of hunting these Riflers, especially when they're alone. That's easy kills. And this is probably another couple of easy kills. I mean, you've got the Phase Gate to worry about, but at this point, it is just 2 Marines and 1 respawn that they know about. In fact, once you know this, once you've seen this, you know there's 2 Marines completely in their own position. That's a good opportunity to take out Warehouse. And in fact, they've decided to defend. Yeah, they're respectable. They don't really need to, and in fact, I think the stronger players to just clear Warehouse and take away one of those extractors. In fact, even 2 of them, if they can clear platform. They didn't even, they didn't lose observation. They're pushing into all processing, so that's something to think about. I really think pushing Warehouse could have been a better play. There's the Gorge Bile Bomb. I don't think that's quite hitting them. Just about, just about. And in fact, they're sort of launching themselves into it. The cysts have been the first target after the tunnel, so the infestation. Infestation is the clear target here. They've got to worry about the Gorge just spamming the heals onto the Fade here. I can't quite see his HP, but it's probably pretty good. The one of them's down, the two of them down. Shotgun's going to get bile bombed. In fact, it might not even get bile bombed because they think, well, let's just push, so they won't get in position to take the shotguns back. That's a massive grind here. Two Fades and a Lurk. And here comes the Gorge, and then a guy comes out, another guy comes out, another guy comes out. The Lurk goes down, really nice from Tornal. Shotgun blasts. And the bile bomb needs to be spammed, and the Skulk is going for it as well. The Phase Gate is the target. The Phase just flying about, playing evasively. And that Phase Gate is doomed. And Kilo even survives. So usually the first target's the Gorge because he does significant damage, and you can't afford him to keep him near your buildings. And here's the push. Here's the push. 3 Marines. There's no Phase Gate behind them, so once this push is dealt with, it's either significantly strong, they take out some spurs and some stuff, or it's over because they've got no Phase Gate to reinforce. And it looks like with 2 riflers at the back of the room with 5 aliens on top of them, that fight is over. And so this is the map control. They're holding warehouse and mezzanine, but they've pretty much got nothing. Platform is built. They've got 4 extractors, but the aliens have got, well, they've got 4 harvesters built, but they've got the potential for another 2, maybe even 3. It's just a matter of time. The Onos is surely coming out anytime soon. So you've got Fear. That's not Fear. Fear's got 63 Pires. Can you guys see the stream? That's really irritating, Zephram. Right, I'm turning that off. I'm turning that off later. So, they're going for a hub play. You've got 5 Marines in here going for the Phase Gate. The Fades are straight away in. They're not taking any damage. Look at their full health, and there's 5 Marines. You've got to do some damage. You've got to do damage, guys. They're still not hurt them. That's mad. And then they just fly around and slowly pick them off. And they managed to get the Phase Gate up. But once, I mean, they're all going down at the same time because their health is all low. And this is the point where they're going to get stomped like dominoes. Here comes, there's 2 of them down. The whatever it's called, Onos is in position to clear them up, and then dominoes, they all go down, the Phase Gate's vulnerable, the respawn wave will come in, assuming they've got 2 IPs, which they do, the commander's getting out to deal with it as well, and I don't even know what to think. I mean, this is the last play, surely. This is the point where you say, okay, they've got an Onos, they've got charge, they've got bile bomb, they've got 4 biomass, and 3 shells, and 3 spurs. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing. Okay. So you can see the Marines, the hesitant scout, their base. You've got 2 guys here, you've got 2 guys slowly coming out of platform. And probably when they do, they'll probably get picked up by the Fades. Because, I mean, look at this. The Fades aren't taking any damage. Even with weapons 1, you've got to hit these guys to scare them off. Otherwise, you'll lose your fight every time. Nice one. Tyra has to leave the fight with 17% HP. That's a good sign. But Dover with only 11% HP. There's the beacon. So bring in those guys back. And it'd be nice to see the 5 biomass for the shield. The Ono shield and Jimmy. Wow. Huge risk fighting with 20% HP. But they didn't kill him. So, go for it. They've actually echoed or maybe just built a crag and a whip in here. So when they push, whip's going to make it very difficult. Alright, I'm dealing with that now. That's unacceptable. Oops. That's not it. There we go. Fixed that issue. So we've got Jimmy clearing up these guys. Again, it's just an issue of the Marines slowly coming out, and then as soon as they do, the Fades come in and deal with them. The Fade's actually a little bit low here, Jimmy. And Wise Guy with that Lurk. I wonder what his P-Res is. Wise Guy with 13 P-Res. So get the Lurk upgrade, guys. I mean, you've got 7 extractors. You can get the Umbra down and push them in 1. I really thought they'd clear this up with the Onos, but it looks like they aren't willing to. And then they're going to get weapons too, which is going to make it harder. So get the Umbra. Go for a fight. I think you'll take it in 1. And here's this engagement. 4 Marines, they're not quite together and they're not quite doing that much damage. Again, these Fades coming in, flying around, not taking too much damage. Faticide and Jacob, they're all alone now up against these 2 Fades, and these 2 Fades are pretty strong. They've got a lot of biomass behind them, and they're going to clear those up. The Onus is in position, he's got the bone shield, the IPs are camped. This is the fight now, they've taken it, and it's nice to see. There's the beacon actually. It's not going to bring anyone back, but it's going to get the respawns. Actually brings 1 guy back, and Fear can take these guys. He doesn't actually have to be scared, which is, we'll ignore the pun. Wise Guy clearing these guys up with the Lurk, so that's pretty impressive. Usually you don't see Lurks clearing people up at the 14-minute mark. There it is, there's the spikes, and the Soloco with no armor getting chased. Swipe comes out and finishes him off. 1 IP is killed, so And they've actually lost a lot of Marines. 3 Marines dead, 2 Marines low health, and this is it. This is it now. Even with the beacon, it's not going to change anything. So it's interesting that the Marines refused to GG, or call the concede early. There it is. I mean, it's over anyway. They've lost their Marines, but not calling it before the game was actually over. So that's interesting, and I mean, that's nice to see, I suppose, in some ways. Obviously,